Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another important topic of CSS, that is background image and background repeat. So by the end of this session, we will be able to understand what is background image, how we can use background image, and what is background repeat. Additionally, we will also discuss all possible values that we can pass to background repeat. Okay. But before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just focusing only on the background image part. Prior to this session, we discussed how to apply solid color to a background, right? So similarly, we can also apply the images to background. So in this session, we will see that. Clear? Fine. Now, if we talk about the code is very simple and straightforward. We have just noted down one title, which shows Sharmit, and there is one heading which is showing CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. Now you can simply save this code and refresh the browser. Once you refresh it, you will see that CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit has been printed on the screen. Okay. Now, after this, what we will do, we will write another heading which will show the main topic of today's session. So here I'll write H2, background image and background repeat in CSS. So this is our main topic for today's session. Okay, fine. Now let's understand the requirement first, and accordingly we will proceed for the session. So the requirement is that I want to apply some background image. Okay, instead of color, instead of keeping it as a white, I want to use any particular image as my background for the HTML page. So to achieve this, what we need, firstly we need one image. Okay, image could be of any extension, like it could be a JPG format, PNG format, WebP format, any valid image format can be used. So let me show you how I am utilizing the image. So here you can see there is this is the folder where I have kept all my files, including images. So here is the image. If I click on this image, as I am using VS Code, so I can see this image here, right? So this is the tiger.webp image, which consists of this image of tiger in the grass. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to apply this image on the background. Okay, now here two things matter. First is the size of the image. If your size of the image is small, the image will get repeated multiple times. If it is as per the screen of your device, then it will accommodate completely. Okay, but I'll tell you how we can change the things in terms of repetition. Okay, we will see that. But for now, just focus on the thing that I have kept one file in my folder, in the same folder where I have kept my program. Another important thing, in case if your file is in different location, so you can simply copy the path from here. Just do right click and copy the path of the image. So it would help you to pass. Now if I save it here, so this is the actual path where my file resides, where my image resides. Okay, fine. But in my case, image is already in the same folder, so there is no need to copy path. I can directly pass the file name and it would take it. Okay, fine. So let's apply the background image. Again, we have three options. Either we can go with the inline CSS, internal CSS, or external CSS. We know all these three methods, right? Because this thing already covered. But for this example, I'm going to use internal method because I want to show you both CSS as well as HTML in the same page. That's why I'm using style tag here to include the internal CSS. So I have just added this style tag. In this style tag, we will apply the background image to a body. So let's select the body as a selector, then use opening and curly braces, opening and closing curly braces, and then we can apply the background image. So to apply the background image, you just need to write here background image, and then you are supposed to provide the URL of the image. So here I can write URL In URL, we will provide the file name. So you can simply search for tiger as this file in the same location, so it would populate the name. Here you can see tiger.webp. So I can simply click on this and just save it. Once you save it and refresh the browser, you will see that image has been populated on the entire screen in a repetitive term. Why? Because the size of the image is not equal to the size of the screen. Okay, that's why it is repeating multiple times. Now, some of you might be thinking, like, is there any way to control this repetition? Like, can we repeat only in X direction, only in Y direction, or in case if no one wants to repeat it, so what to do that? So in such scenarios, we can use background repeat. Let me show you how. So for this, you just need to write here background repeat. Okay, you can simply select this background repeat, and here we can pass all these possible options. One is inherit, second is initial, no repeat, repeat X, repeat Y, round, space, and unset. Okay, although there are various possible values that we can pass here, but for time being, I'll just show you the important one, or you can see the most useful one. So we will start from a repeat. So here I just want to highlight one thing, that the by default background repeat value is repeat itself. Okay, so if I save this and refresh my browser, you will see there is nothing changed. Why? Because the by default value is also repeat, and that's why it is not changing anything here. Okay, so background repeat is the default value. Now if I want to repeat the image but only in the X direction, let's say if here I want to show some text, I just want to show background in the X direction, okay, horizontally. So what we can do here, so in this situation you can simply go with the repeat X, then you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that now the image has been repeated only in the X direction, not in the Y direction. Okay, so as we can see, this is what we were expecting. We want to repeat the image horizontally. We achieved it, right? Similarly, let's say if someone from you asked to do the same thing but in a Y direction, in a vertical direction. So in such situation, you just need to write repeat Y instead of repeat X. Then save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that now the image has been repeated only in the Y direction, vertically. Okay, so this is how thing works. Okay, now let's say if someone is there who want to use the background image but they don't want to repeat it neither in X direction nor in Y direction. So in such situation, what we can do, we can simply write here no repeat. There is one possible option, no repeat. Then you can save it and refresh it. So now the image is coming but only one time. There is no repetition. Okay, so let's say if your screen size is okay, so in such situation it will just come in a one way, in one time. Okay, fine. Now another values are also here, like you can simply go with us. Let me show you, but before that, make it very clear that in case if you would like to if you want to just repeat the things in both direction, horizontally as well as vertical, so in that case you can use the repeat. But in case if you want to repeat the image only in X direction, so you will use the image repeat X. In case if you want to repeat image in the Y direction, you will go with repeat Y. If you don't want to repeat at all, so in that case you will go with a no repeat. Okay, likewise we have space, round. So in case of round, let me show you how it looks. So in case of round, you can save it, refresh it, so it would look like this. Okay, so again there are possible values, multiple possible values. We have inherit, we have space, so you can just try to explore these things by your own. Why I am saying that? Because if we discuss all things here, then maybe it would not be that much of interesting for you to do some hands-on. So that's why I have covered all the possible or the most useful scenarios. But in case if you would like to explore more, you can just try one time each and every value. If you are getting any issues or error, you can just simply leave your comment in the comment section. I'll tell you and I'll help you to fix out the issue. Okay. So mainly in this session, we discussed how to use background image, how to use background repeat, and what all possible values are there. In the next session, we'll discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.